Balake. Where is Balake at?
My name's Blake.
Do you want to go to war, Balake? I'm for real. Ron.
Ron is here, everyone. Thank you, and welcome back for a late night edition of SPTV, where every night is a great night not to be in a cult. Guys, the internet's war on Scientology continues to bear fruit. Scientology versus the internet, Scientology loses every time. We're going to talk a little bit more this evening about the poor mayor, Mayor Santiago Avila Jr. of Deltona, Florida, who accidentally issued a proclamation a couple weeks ago declaring March 13th L. Ron Hubbard Day. Then the internet stepped in and had something to say about it. And then Mayor Santiago had to rescind the proclamation and then had to backpedal the resend. I don't know how to say it, guys. I grew up in a cult. There's a few different websites. There's a few different things I'm going to share with you on this. And I think I have everything in the right sequence here, but no matter what happens, we're just having a little bit of fun, guys. Okay. Mayor Santiago Avila Jr. likes to make his proclamations on Facebook. You guys, I will spare you the initial proclamation of L. Ron Hubbard Day, but let's revisit very quickly his first resyndication. I don't know, guys. Okay. After careful, let me zoom in on this a little bit more. If I could do that, that would be nice. If you would cooperate with me, Mr. MacBook Pro. Thank you very much. Okay. After careful consideration and in alignment with my commitment to honor individuals who have positively impacted our community, I am announcing the rescinding of the proclamation of L. Ron Hubbard. It was never my intention to recognize Mr. Hubbard, and moving forward, I will implement new proclamation guidelines to ensure that our proclamations reflect the values and priorities of the citizens of Deltona. As mayor, it is my priority to ensure that our proclamations uphold the values and interests of our community. I am committed to recognizing those who have positively impacted Deltona and contributed to its growth and prosperity. Thank you for your understanding and your support, Mayor Santiago Avila Jr. Now, guys, if that was all he wrote, that would have been great. But clearly, someone got to the mayor and he wanted to issue a clarification of what he meant. Because I got to tell you, I mean, the wording of his resyndication or his rescinding or rescindment, as the live chat is telling me, was appropriately strong. I mean, it was never my intention to honor L. Ron Hubbard. I'm going to change the guidelines so that our proclamations uphold the values and interests of our community, implying that acknowledging L. Ron Hubbard of Scientology does not uphold the values and interests of our community. Okay, well, what did poor Mayor Santiago Avila Jr. say? To backpedal. I'm just got to scroll up a little bit because, again, his backpedaling of his rescindment was also done on Facebook. Get ready for this, guys. This one is a beauty. And here it is. Okay, Mayor Santiago Avila Jr. I would like to take this opportunity to clarify and make a statement on my new guidelines for my office's issuing proclamations. Proclamations fall directly under the office of the mayor, as they do with most all of Florida's cities. Under my new guidelines, there will not be proclamations regarding specific religions or churches. What? My pearls. You threw the baby out with the bathwater? I guess in this analogy, the bathwater was Scientology and the baby was all religions and churches. Okay. There will not be proclamations regarding specific religions or churches. I respect all religions. And Scientology is certainly a religion. What? I do also understand how residents of different religions or even atheists might feel about some days being recognized, but not others. By the way, guys, there's not a single Scientologist in Deltona. I promise you that. Okay. My goal as mayor of Deltona is to be inclusive of all residents and bring us together, not pick apart differences. So I've made the choice not to make proclamations regarding any religion. I meant no disrespect to the Church of Scientology or its founder, L. Ron Hubbard. I simply use this opportunity to show my respect for all religions by removing them from city politics. I do apologize if anyone was offended. Mark my words. I showed respect for all organizations of a religious nature by refusing to recognize any of them. I do declare, just take my word for it. It makes sense if you don't think about it too deeply. I am, however, greatly offended. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, guys. Before I read the last paragraph, and you guys have eyes, you might have already read it. Before I read the last paragraph, I have to show you the quote from the article that the mayor is about to refer to. Okay. Yes, I have it here. Oh boy. This is a good one. Look, it's clear that the mayor is in some type of a cold war, if not a warm war, if not a hot war, with his commissioners, his council members, his city commissioners. I think they call them commissioners over there. Okay, this is the article about him rescinding. This was an article that was published about him rescinding it. And here's what some of his commissioners had to say. Sorry, guys. I should have had this already queued up. All right, here it goes. Commissioner Dana McCool said she doesn't know where the idea came from and she's not in favor of it. As far as I know, no other commissioner agreed to that proclamation. I draw the line at celebrating a group that is known to be a cult. Oh, here we go. Vice Mayor Jody Lee Storizak. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but I don't know how to do it any better. Vice Mayor Jody Lee Storizak said Avila has been declaring proclamations without the commissioner's knowledge. This one is definitely one where he should have talked to someone. What's next? Do we name a day after Hitler? Jim Crow? Woohoo! Spicy and caliente. Okay, so it was in response to that the beleaguered mayor says the following. Oh, well, it'd be nice if I shared the right one here. Okay, here we go. The mayor says, I do apologize if anyone was offended. I am, however, greatly offended by the comments of the Vice Mayor, Jody L. Storizak. Oh, Jody's a man? Damn, I didn't know that. His comments likening any religion to Hitler or Jim Crow has no place in our city. No matter what your religion, all residents of Deltona deserve respect. As mayor, I will always stand up to bigots and intolerance of others. Wow. Guys, does the mayor not understand that there's not a single resident of Deltona, Florida who is a Scientologist? And I will provide $100 to anybody who provides evidence to the contrary. We also have some other very unfortunate evidence that has come forward that shows the beleaguered mayor of Deltona to be a liar, I do declare. Okay, let me show this. The actual email. Like, people wondered, how did he ever end up issuing the proclamation in the first place? Ladies and gentlemen, that question has been answered. Thank you to a Deltona, Florida resident who submitted a public information request or whatever their local equivalent is of that, and has the actual email that was sent from Scientology to the mayor. And then the mayor forwarded the email asking for a declaration to be issued. So he can't say, I never intended to honor L. Ron Hubbard. Let's look at the email, ladies and gentlemen. The email comes from Scientology Sea Org member Massimo Parino. Okay. Subject, proclamation request. Dear Honorable Avila, as we open 2024, I hope this message finds you safe and well, and Happy New Year. Well, that's exactly as it is written. As tradition, and thank you again for the previous proclamations. I am writing you from the Friends of L. Ron Hubbard Foundation to request your office take part in the international acknowledgement of Mr. L. Ron Hubbard. March 13th, 2024 marks the 113th anniversary of his birth. Now, guys, you read the same words that I just read. Doesn't it sound like it's an annual tradition for them to ask the city of Deltona to make such a declaration and that such a request has been honored on previous years? That's how I read it, although none of the press coverage about this so far has made any mention of that. But that is how I read it. It says, thank you for the previous proclamations. All right, I don't want to read this whole email to you because it's really just a bunch of Scientology propaganda. But Mr. Hubbard is celebrated worldwide by not only our many congregations, but by all of those whose lives have been positively touched through his work. And they link to some Scientology propaganda documentaries. they link to some other articles that have been written by L. Ron Hubbard. And then they propose the exact wording of the proclamation with just some of the most ridiculous information in here. Wait a second. Oh, his proclamation included a hell of a lot more than what they proposed. Oh, that's very interesting. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the same. Okay. In any case, Massimo Perino, Friends of L. Ron Hubbard Foundation. Many of you guys may not have heard of the Friends of L. Ron Hubbard Foundation. That is something you and I would have in common. I barely remember ever hearing of this thing. When you click through to their website, it's very noticeably not a Scientology website, meaning it's not about Scientology. It is purely and uniquely about L. Ron Hubbard. I thought maybe this website was a property of CST, the Church of Spiritual Technology. At the bottom, it says it is copyrighted by the Church of Scientology International. I am sometimes confused about where the Church of Scientology International ends and where the Church of Spiritual Technology begins. But nonetheless, this is a pretty fancy website dedicated to all the works of L. Ron Hubbard, all of the awards he has received as a humanitarian, as a founder, as an author. And it is due to things just as like what we're seeing with the mayor of Deltona, that they're even able to have a website like this because they trick all these people into making all sorts of proclamations and recognitions and pronouncements and pronunciamentos and all that sort of nonsensical BS. Okay, so then we have this email. We scroll up. Santiago Avila Jr., Mr. Mayor, says, can we give them a digital proclamation, please? It looks like that was sent to Sandy Jackson, Bridget Lodwig. I guess maybe those are Bridget Lodwig. I guess those are people at Deltona. I don't know. So how can the mayor possibly say, I had no intention of honoring L. Ron Hubbard? And why backtrack on it now if you're then going to backtrack on your backtrack? I don't know. Are we just being tough on the guy? Okay, there is something else that first of all, I totally disagree that anyone was comparing Scientology to Hitler or Jim Crow. The council member or the commissioner was clearly making an attack against the mayor for not using any judgment and for endorsing a cult. Now, anyway, so the mayor is also being disingenuous in his criticism of the commissioner. So that's why you see they're just going tit for tat. They're bickering in the press, which I find it a little entertaining. Okay, there is actually another article. If I can't find it, I'm just going to end it. There was another article written about the mayor's rescinding. Yeah, I'm going to screw this up, aren't I? Let me see. Delton mayor issues proclamation and then rescinds it. Yep. All right. I screwed it up. I lost the page I was going to share. Anyway, that's okay. I shared with you the major meat and potatoes of what I wanted to share with you. So, all right, let's see. What is this? Prince Muskie says, Davy, I think that means Davy. Davy getting heckled. I guess we're talking about at the grand opening of the new Austin building, was the highlight of my week. Next time Tom Cruise is in Sydney promoting a film, I'm going to heckle him about Xenu and L. Ron maggot. All right. Just be careful. I think the protest laws in Australia are different than the United States. So, consult your local ordinances and act accordingly. Thank you, Prince Muskie. I appreciate it. Casey Cat says, I hope Deltona residents are smart enough to elect the vice mayor as mayor on election day. Yeah, you're right. The vice mayor just gave himself a whole lot of street cred by openly calling Scientology a cult in the press and then making a reference to Jim Crow and the Fuhrer in the same sentence. I like that. That seems like the right energy. And honestly, somebody should be on the search for the one and only or no Scientologists in Deltona. Oh, I know what it was that I wanted to... the other thing I wanted to bring up. Oh no, what was it? Oh, the dead air is killing me. But as soon as I end this live stream, I'm going to totally kick myself. That's all right, guys. I can't handle the dead air. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with me this evening. However, briefly, quick reminder to double check your subscription status, guys. Channels all across the platform are having viewers mass unsubscribed. So just double check. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you, as always, to everyone who watches until the very end, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, oh, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe